A man who goes by the name of the Florida Joker is currently threatening to sue Rockstar Games for the sum of $2 million for allegedly using his likeness in the brand new game GTA 6. What's going down, everybody? Welcome back to Cassius Morris Official. Figured I'd hop on for a little late night live stream talking about some trending topics that have been going on the last couple days in the news. I got a ton of stuff loaded up for you guys tonight. And this first story, man, is honestly quite laughable. This is coming out of Florida, obviously, as the title says. And the man that you're seeing in the photo here goes by the name of the Florida Joker. Now, I guess this guy rose to some sort of viral fame when he was arrested and his videos from him in court went viral. Now, I had actually never seen these videos or even heard about this guy until this whole controversy with GTA 6. But there you go. It looks like it's doing what he intended it to do and getting him some good publicity. So the man who goes by Florida Joker is actually named Lawrence Sullivan. And he put up this video taking aim at Rockstar Games. Let's take a look at this video.
It's your boy Joker Gang 305, Ross Cheek Alive. For everybody saying that I'm hallucinating, that I'm not the Joker from GTA 6. Chill out your goddamn nuggets. That's me. That's the person that got the inspiration from. You see that? That's me. That's me. That's me. GTA, we got to talk, GTA.
Do they though?
Talk. Or not, you got to give me like a meal or two. So what's up? Holla at me, GTA, Rockstar Entertainment, Rockstar Games, Rockstar Enterprise. Florida Joker ain't having that. Y'all took my likeness. Y'all took my life. Look.
I love the fact that he adds like Rockstar Games, Rockstar Enterprise at the end. It's like, oh no, we're really shook now. He knows the company name. I hate to break it to you, Florida Joker. Everybody knows the company name and who makes these games. That's not helping your case any. Now, here's the thing, guys. If I was to sit here and try to say that this doesn't look like the Florida Joker, I think that would be complete cap. I mean, let's just start here. Let's not act like this guy doesn't have a point. That's the first thing. He definitely has a point. This is obviously based off of him, and it also helps that the GTA game is based in Florida when you were looking at his case. I think that's very helpful towards, making this guy have a point here. But that being said, and we're going to go to the reaction video from somebody who's actually involved with Rockstar Games as well. These guys have been doing this for so long, and there's a really gray area when it comes to using somebody's likeness. You can actually get away with a lot. When you look at this picture, first of all, the character has purple hair, and the real Florida Joker here is bald. So that's the main distinction that we noticed. The second thing you can notice by looking real closely, and I know it's a little blurry here, it's hard to see, but the pattern in the guy in the game when it comes to tattoos is slightly different from the real Florida Joker, as you can see. The dark circles under his eyes aren't quite as dark. Some of the facial tattoos are different. And it's just obviously based on him. But again, this is something that you can do ad nauseum if you want to. There's been plenty of different examples of this. For example, this is a really good example for my Kiss fans out there. If anybody remembers Kiss, Gene Simmons started a cartoon show called My Dad the Rockstar. And what Gene wanted to do was he wanted to use the likeness of his Kiss makeup and character for this show, but he didn't want to have to get approval from the Kiss camp or clear it. So what he did was he made a variation of the Kiss makeup. It looked just like the Kiss makeup, but it was just a little bit different. And he changed the color of the character's hair, and there you go. He had his own new character that was not infringing on the copyright. And he actually went around the band to do that and was not able to get sued by the Kiss camp, which probably wouldn't be successful anyway because he's the head of it. But you guys get my point. If you change little details, you can actually get away with this. So I think it's just kind of sad. This is obviously a guy. I think it's clear to see this isn't someone with a lot going on in life. I highly doubt the Florida Joker has much going for him. So seeing this was probably a quick, easy way to try and get some cash. And I don't doubt, I ultimately don't fault him either for trying to get some cash out of this because I'm sure the money isn't flowing in. I can't imagine you could even get a job looking like this. I personally don't have an issue with face tattoos and stuff, but when you're making yourself look like the Joker, I think you're sort of sealing your own fate with that one, man. I don't think it's really going to be an easy life for you. But let's look at this other video, and then somebody, I believe this was a voice actor from Red Dead Redemption 2 who reacted to the Florida Joker.
Might have seen that character in GTA 6. You know they got that character, the face tattoos. You know who they got that inspired by? By me. Just look me up. Florida Joker, Miami Joker. GTA, we gotta talk.
No, you don't. You don't need to talk to them. They're not going to talk to you. They've had people like you trying to sue them for decades. They are lawyered up, man. They know exactly what they can and cannot get away with. You ain't getting a job in Home Depot with that face.
Oh, dude, this is the hardest edit I've seen from a video game, by the way. Well, there you go. The voice actor reacted. Kyle in the chat says, I would ask for 0.05 of GTA profit. Honestly, Kyle, it would make a lot more sense to ask for some equity, for sure. Listen, $2 million, I think, is pennies when it comes to the Rockstar universe. And we've seen this example, by the way, happen before. I don't know if you guys remember that story of the guy who was on the Lion King soundtrack. He was one of the first people who got the audition for the Lion King, and he was offered actually $2 million on the dot. And when they offered him $2 million, he was going to accept it. I think he was in his teens at the time, and his mom actually said, no, we're not going to take the $2 million. I think they said they wanted 1 or 2% of everything the Lion King makes in perpetuity, like forever. And he ended up making that deal, and he made tens of millions of dollars off the Lion King. They were trying to finesse him for like a cool $2 million. So honestly, man, I think that here's the thing. I agree with the chat. I don't fault this guy for trying to get his money. I also don't think that this was just a coincidence. I think this is definitely based on him. But the idea that a brand at the caliber and level of Rockstar would go through with this. They've been spending how many years on this game? 10 years, 12 years making GTA 6? The idea that they would have such an avoidable flaw that could screw them over and put them into legal trouble and be a liability like this is just complete. Like, you're dreaming if you really think that they would put themselves in that sort of situation. So I'd be interested to try to reach out to this guy. Listen, maybe I'll shoot him an email. Maybe I'll try to get him on the show to share his side of the story. And I'm very curious to see if this dude ends up getting any money. Like we're seeing in the chat, though, everybody is going to be buying this game, GTA 6. This is the most buzz we've seen for a video game in years. And honestly, it makes me want to get a console again. If I'm being completely honest with you, it makes me want to get a console and jump back in the gaming world. I used to be a big-time... Okay, I'm not going to say a big-time gamer because I sucked. I feel like to be like any sort of respectable gamer, I feel like you have to be somewhat good at the game. But I used to play Modern Warfare 2 online, Modern Warfare 3 online constantly, and I also used to play GTA. But with GTA, again, I don't consider myself a real gamer because I would just run around the map, kill people, get 5 stars. I was never, I never did the missions. I just sucked at every game I played. But I used to spend upwards of 6 hours a day playing video games on the Xbox 360. So I'm definitely into it. But... we'll see what GTA 6 has to offer. Moving on to some other trending stuff in pop culture. Of course, we're going to touch on a bunch of topics tonight. Young Thug, of course, the acclaimed rapper who was actually number 5 on my Spotify Wrapped this year, is still locked up. He's still fighting for his life on trial in the YSL RICO trial. And I got to say, guys, it appears that Young Thug is getting pretty desperate to get released from jail. This new list of definitions was posted and then deleted to Young Thug's official Instagram page. And this is honestly, guys, this is probably some of the best comedic gold I have seen all year in 2023. This is really something. So as Young Thug has been trying to explain his way out of RICO charges, he's been assigning new definitions to rap slang and trying to say that all of these different slang words are actually code words for something deep and positive and not gang language. So we're going to go through the Young Thug list of terminology and definitions, starting with swag. So according to Young Thug, swag means someone who admires God. What did he say? Come on, bro. Someone who admires God. So the Pope is the swaggiest guy of them all then. Number 2, YSL. Of course, it doesn't stand for Young Stoner Life. No, what would make you possibly think that? Young Stoner Life actually stands for Young Soldiers of the Lord. Okay, Young Soldiers of the Lord. I thought Young Thug was about 40, but hey, I guess it works. Now, SLAT. Of course, you thought SLAT was some sort of gang terminology. Oh no, my friends. SLAT actually stands for Show Love All the Time. Very loving. I guess they showed a lot of love in their RICO charges when they were terrorizing the city of Atlanta. That was a very loving act. Next, we have OP, which stands for Overly Positive Pal. My overly positive pal. So why would you want to shoot your overly positive pal? What did he do to you? Slime apparently means seeing Lord in me every day. Oh, this one's down bad. Bro, who wrote these? Saul Goodman? Who the fuck is writing this, bro? They literally got, like, I swear this was the lawyer from Breaking Bad who wrote this shit. Gang apparently stands for going above normal guys. And Glock, this is going to be good. Glock stands for guarding lives, overcoming challenges knowingly.
Perfect.
So yeah, Young Thug's never getting out. It was nice knowing you, Thug. I appreciate everything you've done for music. I don't believe Young Thug is going anywhere. This is honestly really, really sad. And it just reeks of desperation. But at the same time, I can't say that I wouldn't be doing everything I could to get out of jail. You know, everybody likes to talk a lot of shit when they're not in jail, when they're not in trouble about what they would do. That's really with any situation. You know, people watch sports, they talk about what they would do. They watch a fight, they talk about what they would do. It's all, I would do this, I would do that. But when you're in the situation, it's obviously quite a bit different. But this is, of course, in response to rap lyrics now being used in trials. They're using these as evidence, which I think is a sort of double-edged sword. You know, Fat Joe came out and said it about how he's been rapping for 30 years, and I think he said 80% of his bars are lies. Because rap is ultimately a fantasy. You know, rap, to me, I don't care that you live everything that's in your raps, because to me, rap is about becoming a fantasy person, becoming that person that you see in your head even. And it like rap to me is it's not a representation of reality. Maybe that's how rap started. Like that's sort of how rap started back in like the 90s. It was about who's telling the most truth. And it was about who's the realist on the mic and who's sharing their story to the best of, like, the best representation of reality. Now it's not like that. And I don't think it needs to be like that, because to me, rap is a fantasy, just like gangster movies are a fantasy. You know, I watch Al Pacino shooting off a Tommy gun, and I watch Joe Pesci beating a guy to a pulp. But I don't think that's who Joe Pesci is, and I don't, you know, have any desire to live like that or think it's real. So that's ultimately how I think you should see rap. It's a fantasy, and it's for entertainment. It's not necessarily to reflect reality. Some more bad news for the YSL crew, though. Their affiliate, Shannon Stillwell, is now reportedly in the hospital after being stabbed in the Fulton County Jail. So one of their associates has been stabbed in the can. Wishing him a quick recovery. Obviously, this is, you know, an unfortunate situation. Pretty weird to see Thug and his associates locked up in the same place that Donald Trump had his mugshot too, by the way. I think that's a classic. Donald Trump had like the dopest mugshot in the world. And I think like it definitely doesn't hurt for votes from the hip hop community to be in the same jail as Donald Trump. Yeah, Foliage Thug is incredibly talented, man. He's incredibly talented. Like I say, he was my number 5 artist on Spotify this year. I think he has one of the most unique voices in rap. And it's definitely a shame for sure. Hopping over to Doja Cat. We've seen this new video of Doja Cat performing last night. And it appears that she's sort of responding to some of the controversy that happened. Now, one of her most popular songs, Ain't Shit, features the N-word in the hook and is repeated many, many times. There was a video that went viral of some white girls at the Doja Cat concert who were singing the N-word along to this track, and there was a lot of controversy about this. So it looks like Doja is sort of responding to that controversy. Here's what she said before playing the song last night. So she starts the song saying it, and she says, "Watch your mouth if you're white." And then went ahead to perform the song. Let me just say, on a positive note, it looks like we got the old Doja back in terms of look. She is looking thick as hell, fine as hell, definitely looking good. But that's about the only positive thing I can say about Doja Cat, especially after this. This to me is one of the dumbest things that an artist could possibly do is try and segregate their audience like this. First of all, when you're writing a song, that song is being made to be sang along to. I have truly never understood the concept of putting words in a song that you don't want people to repeat. That to me is honestly one of the dumbest, most illogical things I've ever fucking heard in my entire life. I may be lighter skinned, but I'm definitely black, so I can definitely speak on this. This is just fucking stupid. If you don't want your fans saying the N-word, stop putting it in your songs, bro. And as a black dude who doesn't use that word and who thinks that word is stupid as fuck, I think we all just need to leave that word behind. This is honestly dumb as hell. I think if you're not creative enough to come up with lyrics that everybody can sing, you're just a fucking idiot. And this just adds to the unlikability of Doja Cat for me. I have not seen an artist in a long time that has been this unlikable. She has a nasty personality. She doesn't appreciate her fans. She doesn't seem to appreciate the position she's in. And I really think this whole thing needs to stop, and it's fucking dumb. It really is fucking dumb. Nobody sounds good saying that word. You sound like a fucking moron. Stop saying it, bro. Again, freedom of speech is cool, but that goes all the way around, my friends. So don't put the shit in a song if you don't want people to repeat it, especially when 90% of your audience is white and they're paying your bills. Let's get real with this shit. The same thing was when Kendrick Lamar brought that girl on stage to sing the song Mad City. He told her to sing the song, and when she sang the song, he got mad at her and had her booed off the stage. I can't think of anything more idiotic. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Bro's actually preaching right now. I have to, dude. It's so stupid. Dumbest shit I've ever heard. But yeah, Doja Cat. Listen, she's definitely attractive. I'll give her that. But I definitely regret anything I could have done to help make this girl famous. And I can't wait for the next pop star to come in. I think that would be very nice. Hopping over to some rock and roll, we got Peter Criss, the original drummer of Kiss, was asked in an interview about his thoughts on the final Kiss shows which occurred at the Madison Square Garden last weekend now in New York City. And Peter Criss had a decent amount to say about this, saying it's hard to believe that it's actually over. This was coming from an interview at Premier Radio Networks. Actually, this was a statement that he provided to Premier Radio Networks, not an interview. He said, quote, "It's hard to really believe it's over. I'm truly touched by it." I say quote and then I start reading it wrong. "It's hard to believe it's over. I'm truly touched by it. There were so many glorious years, and the four of us created some really fun tunes and have the most incredible fan base a band could ever have. We are truly fortunate to have our fans all these years. Thank you, Kiss Army, for the life that you gave me and the life that you gave all of us in Kiss. Peter went on to say, quote, he was disappointed that he and fellow original member Ace Frehley weren't asked to come out and do a few songs for their fans to show appreciation for all their love and support after all these years. He added, quote, he's in a good place in his life and very happy and proud of what the 4 founding members created. It's truly a blessing. There's not much more a musician or artist could ask for than what God has blessed us with. And now that the end is here, to quote our dear late manager Bill Aucoin, onward and upward. Very classy comments from Peter Criss. You know, it's nice to see an artist actually being complimentary of his last, of his previous band. This is ultimately a big change of tune from when we hear Ace Frehley talking about this. You know, Ace Frehley's whole thing is that he wants vindication and he feels like he's been done wrong and he feels like Gene and Paul take advantage and they're so evil. You know, I don't know how much that whole vibe is helping him. I really don't think that's helping him in any way because he keeps complaining and trashing and tarnishing everything to do with Gene and Paul and Kiss. And when you look back to when Ace had a different tune, you know, back in 2018, 2019, he was always very complimentary of Kiss. He was always very complimentary of Gene and Paul. He ended up doing a collab with Paul on his solo record, and everything, you know, all seemed to be good. And I was thinking, you know, recently, how did we come so far from that point to now? And ultimately, the answer, my friends, it falls on the shoulders of Ace Frehley. Ace Frehley is the one who brought this back to a negative place with his constant complaining and constant whining. You know, I love Ace Frehley, guys. I really am a huge fan of his work. But the complaining, the ultimatums, the whining, the crying, it's too much. You know, he's made everything to do with this band a negative. And when you listen to a quote like this from a guy like Peter Criss, it really, really puts into perspective the way that you should sort of handle things with class. Peter said, you know, he's in a good place in his life. And I think that shows, because only a guy in turmoil, only a guy who's not in a good place in his life would be going on the radio, making a fool of himself, trying to make ultimatums and you know, threaten his former employers and threaten his former bandmates. I really think Ace just played it wrong. He really, really played it wrong in this situation. So that's ultimately what I would say. But it's refreshing to see Peter do this. I think I've commented on it a little bit. Was I disappointed that Ace and Peter weren't part of the final show? Sure. But I knew they weren't going to be. So it was a surface level disappointment. It's not like it was a big disappointment. Ultimately, guys, you know, you made your bed, you got to lay in it, folks. I think that's ultimately what it is. We can't hang on to the past forever. And it's like a bad relationship that somebody doesn't want to end. Like every time you go to break up, it's like, we can't end it like this. We can't end it like this. But at a certain point, you have to end it somehow. So if it has to end like this, that's how it's going to end, my friends. So that's ultimately what the situation is. But it's good to see. Peter Criss bouncing back with a classy statement. Kyle, do you have anything I should react to? Is there anybody in the chat with anything I should react to, or does that call it a night? I feel like it's been a pretty cool stream. I'm definitely going to be back streaming a lot more. Was having like a bit of a health thing this past like month. So health-wise, I feel like I'm back 100%. I'm feeling good. And definitely back to some more consistent streaming. Let's take a look at this. So we have a couple things here that just popped up. This one here is Young M.A. Young M.A. back with a brand new freestyle. This will be the last one, Kyle, I think. Yeah, this is pretty cool. So Young M.A. is freestyling, and she says she's off the drugs and she's off the alcohol in her new single, Open Scars. Last time we saw Young M.A., it was a serious concern because she was looking incredibly unhealthy. Her eyes were completely oh Jesus. You guys didn't hear that, but that just blasted in my ears. Her eyes were completely yellow. She looked incredibly sick. And now I guess she's addressing that and saying hey man, shout out to Young M.A., dude. Taking on the criticism head on, dealing with it head on. That takes a lot of guts, man. That takes a lot of guts to admit that something was wrong, admit that you didn't seem right, and say, yeah, you know what, I was going through some struggle. I think it's really, really nice to see Young M.A. back, too, honestly. I always liked Young M.A. I always thought she was a really good rapper. I thought she was refreshing in the game. She, had a really cool mix of actual solid rap bars and rap style, but also, like, that modern-day club vibe. Like, she has, like, that modern vibe as well on top of the old school kind of vibe. I really think it's refreshing, and I actually think it's that time again. I really think it's the season of actual skill, actual bars. This is the season that's coming back, and we're seeing even some of the bigger rappers who are more known for their singing, more known for maybe their melodic stuff, doing more actual straight up bars. Drake dropped Scary Hours 3 with 6 songs of straight up bars, bro. This is, J. Cole is blowing up bigger than ever. Kendrick Lamar is back bigger than ever. This is, I think, the direction that it's going. We're seeing people leaning more back into those bars. I call it like McDonald's rap, like that quick rap, that fast food rap is great. Like the melodic shit, the auto-tune, all that's great, but it's fast food rap. It's digested in 1 second and it's spat out. This is the stuff that actually lasts the test of time. So shout out to Young M.A. Shout out to everybody watching the stream. I'll be back tomorrow. Lots of members only videos coming. If you guys want exclusive content, I'm going to go now and film my album of the week video, my first one for the members only. Click that join button to get exclusive access to all those videos. Appreciate you guys checking in, man. Take care.